GSM. GSM.
Get ready for our game of skill and strategy. Blockbusters! And here's the star of Blockbusters, Bill Rafferty!
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rich. Welcome, everybody, to Blockbusters. I'd like to get started right now. It's a Monday, and no use wasting any time. Let's just get right to it. Let's meet our players. Let's say hello to Michael, our champion. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Bill.
Good to see you back, sir. Have you been thinking about your money?
Oh, absolutely.
What are you going to do with that? He's got $5,800 in his pocket right now. What are you going to do?
Taking it up north.
Yeah.
Tahoe.
Michael is, you're studying to be?
A craps and 21 dealer.
Yeah, he's going to be a professional dealer, and he's going to run up north with $5,800 in his pocket, and who knows what's going to happen up there. But good luck to you when you get there.
Bill.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Bill.
Introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Debbi Nishinaka. I'm a native Los Angelian, and I just moved from being in 3 years in Chicago, moved back to be with my 7 brothers and sisters.
7 brothers and sisters?
That's right.
Oh, that must be a lot of fun.
Oh, they're a barrel of laughs.
Oh, good. I'm sure they are. Listen, well, you must love the winter, don't you, now?
Oh, well, I actually moved to Chicago for the weather.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
I moved back for the non-weather.
All right, let's take a look at our board for game number 1 right now. Here it comes. All right, each of those initials represents a one-word answer to a question. Now, Debbie, as the challenger, you're going to get the advantage first. You can win by connecting top to bottom, that's red to red, with as few as 4. And Michael, as our champion, you have to connect side to side, sir. You're going to go white to white, and you're going to do that with at least 5, but it takes 2 games to win the match, and in our next game, our champion will have the advantage. And let's get started right now with game number 1. What letter, please? M. Always a toss-up, hands on buzzers. What M sells the best of all types of fiction in the United States? Debbie.
Mystery?
Mystery is right. That is correct. Followed closely by romance novels, and mystery was the correct answer. The challenger is on the board, anchored at the bottom. Very important block for her, and we'll continue to pick.
C, please.
C. What C does Cosmopolitan's Helen Gurley Brown say is the type of candy that goes well? Mike.
Chocolate.
Chocolate is right. The type of candy that goes well with sex, and chocolate was the right answer. Very impressive of Mike to get in there that quickly. I was very impressed with that. All right, Mike, working side to side. Pick.
P, please.
P. What P has been redesigned for non-smokers to hold wine in its...
Planes?
No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat it for Mike. What P has been redesigned for non-smokers to hold wine in its plastic bowl and stem instead of tobacco? Michael.
Oh, man.
Well, no, it's not man. He was not
I know what it
redesigned.
is now.
Actually, it was a pipe.
Yep, that's
but
what it is.
what I'm amazed about is the logic here. We don't want you to smoke, but why don't you get drunk on your pipe is what we're saying here. All right. Always a great mind in America. All right, continuing, always a toss-up, another P question. What P will be officially sworn in at noon on January 20th, 1989, as our new Commander-in-Chief? Debbie.
President?
President is right. It was obvious where we were going when we hit Commander-in-Chief, so off we go to the races again with Debbie in control, working top to bottom, and we'll pick.
The T, please.
T. She wants to anchor at the top. What T is the world's most expensive city to live in and is said to have more neon lights than any other city? Mike.
Tokyo.
Tokyo is right. Not only in Asia, but the world, Tokyo the answer. We continue to work side to side with the champion. Michael, pick again, please.
I, please.
I wants to anchor on one side here. What I was the starting point for the Santa Fe and Oregon trails and was the Missouri hometown of Harry Truman? Debbie.
Independence.
Independence, Missouri, we're looking for. That's correct. So, Debbie's in control. She'll be picking when we come back right after this brief message. Stick around. This is going to be a good game. I got a feeling about this.
It's so funny. I'm getting the ones that Midwestern should get, and then you got Tokyo.
You got Tokyo. I was going to say something, but you look like you didn't want to hear it.
Hello, world.
Oh, I'm walking in. You know what I was doing? I was schmoozing with the crew, and nobody knew what was going on. Hello. Welcome back. We're in the middle of game one. Debbie is in control. Very smooth transition, Bill. Thank you very much. Let's continue on right now. Debbie, continue, please.
I'll take the G, please.
G. All right. Save my job, Debbie. What G is the seasoning that is often candied and eaten at the end of a meal to aid digestion?
Garlic.
Debbie. Incorrect. Oh. Incorrect. What G is the seasoning that is often candied and eaten at the end of a meal to aid digestion and curb gas?
G.
Ginger. Ginger was the answer we were looking for. And continuing on with another G question, always a toss-up. What G once had brand names such as Oxheart and Forbidden Fruit, and is the chewable product invented by a man, Mike.
Gum.
Gum, that is correct. And was invented by a man looking for a substitute for rubber. Gum was the answer we were looking for. Continuing on with the champion in control right now. And White is working side to side and will pick.
You, please.
You. Boy, look at the route he's going to be taking. What you is someone who believes in the principle of helping others to help themselves, and was the religious preference... Debbie.
Unitarian?
Unitarian is right.
I didn't know that one.
And was the religious preference of Thomas Jefferson, and Unitarian was the correct answer. Boy, just going back and forth in this game, as you can see. Debbie is back in control. She's working top to bottom. Pick again, please.
The L, please.
L. What L can lose a leg and grow a completely new one? Mike.
Lizard.
Incorrect. I'll repeat for Debbie. What L can lose a leg and grow a completely new one, and are best when steamed or broiled in salt water? Debbie,
Lobster?
Lobster is correct. Very important answer there. I think if you wouldn't have got that, the crowd was going to come and get you. They were all chewing on their tongue on that one. Anyway, continuing on right now, Debbie, you're in control. Pick again, please.
The H, please.
H. And if I am right, yes, I am. If Debbie gets this one correct, she will win game number one. A little bit of heat getting put on the champ here. Michael, you got a blocker if you want to win this game. What H is barely the size of Connecticut, yet produces almost 80% of the world's flower bulbs? Debbie.
Holland?
Holland is right.
Way to go. Way to go.
Very good. Very good. Look at the board. You can see how Michael was literally frozen out of that game almost. You can see how that line just cut you off completely. And she ended up winning game number one, and she has $100 in her pocket. Very good. Interesting. You were very upset that you didn't get the Tokyo question.
No, I was. My family will never let me live it down.
I know. I was going to say something to you there, but I figured if you would kill me, so I decided just to be quiet. Anyway, she's got one game. If she wins the next game, she will go on to the goal run and a chance to win $5,000. And Michael knows what position he is in right now.
Comeback city.
Yeah, you have got to win this game right now just to get it to the tiebreaker. Let's take a look at our board now for game number two. And in this game, as I said before, our champion, White, working top to bottom with the advantage. And let's get started right now. What letter are we starting with, please? T. Hands on buzzers. What T has pleased and amazed safety experts because a larger percentage of people wear seatbelts in this state than any other? That is Michael.
Texas.
Texas. Big T. That is correct. All right, Michael, with the advantage on the board first, continuing to pick.
B, please.
B wants to anchor at the top. What B used to double as surgeons, and today the red stripe on their poles is still a... Mike.
Barbers.
Barbers, that is correct. And the red stripe on their poles is still a symbol of the blood they drew. Barbara's the answer we were looking for. Michael again in control, working top to bottom.
R, please.
R. Always a toss-up. What R is the character who first came to life in a University of Iowa English professor's 1972 novel entitled First Blood? Mike.
Rambo.
Rambo, yes. Debbie knew that, but the lockout switch was working.
That's right.
All right, let's continue on. Michael, where are we going here?
U, please.
All right, you know what's going to happen here, Debbie.
Yes,
You've got to block him here if you want to win this match and go on to the goal run. Otherwise, Michael will have tied it up and shut you out.
Yes.
Because you don't even have a block on the board yet. What U connects an astronaut to his spacecraft? Mike.
Umbilical.
You got it. Connects the astronaut to the spacecraft on his spacewalk. Umbilical was the answer we were looking for. And there's a very simple route that you've just seen. Yes. Michael got all 4 right, and that is it. We now have a tiebreaker coming up right after this commercial message. It's going to get real exciting. I got a feeling. Stick around. That's how the game goes.
Us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now at 1-800-889-9922.
Here we are. We're back. And it is time for the tiebreaker. Very exciting moment. Both the players are a little nervous. I love it when it gets like this. Let's take a look at our tie-breaking board. Because the winner of this definitely goes on to play the goal run for $5,000. Now, if you look at that board, it is an even board. Nobody has an advantage in this game. And again, always toss-up questions around here. What letter are we starting with? K. What K do butchers call the lower part of the hind legs of pigs? But we think of them as the joints guys stand around cracking. Debbie.
Knuckles.
Knuckles, that is right. So, Debbie's first on the board right now, working top to bottom. We'll pick again, please.
E, please.
E. What E do we call a weasel when it wears its white winter coat? Debbie.
Ermine?
Ermine is right. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought an ermine was an ermine and a weasel was a weasel, and never the twain shall meet. See what you can learn here if you listen? All right, Debbie is still in control. Red, working top to bottom. Pick
L,
again,
please.
L. Boy, this is an interesting game, this one is. What L is the narrow, flat spaghetti that means... Debbie.
Linguine.
Linguine is right.
I know you did.
Linguine, that means little tongues. That was the answer we were looking for. Debbie, you're in control. Where are we going?
The end.
This could be it. This could be the end for Mike if he doesn't get in here and block, because if Debbie gets this right, she is off to the goal run, and we're going to have to say goodbye to Michael. Hands on buzzers. What N is a jumping-off point for safaris that has an animal game park? Mike.
Nairobi.
Nairobi is right. It has an animal game park within its city limits and is the capital of Kenya, Nairobi. The answer we wanted, and we got it from Michael. He's in control, working side to side.
C, please.
C. What C are the majority now artificially inseminated instead of romancing with a lonely bull? Mike.
Cows.
Cows is correct.
Had to be.
Kind of sad, you know? No more free time in the pasture, you know? Bad for them. All right, continuing on. Michael, you're in control. Where are we going, sir?
B, please.
B. White working side to side. What bee kills cattle by dehydration rather than cold? Because the cattle can't lick enough snow to satisfy their thirst during this winter downpour. Mike again.
Blizzard?
Blizzard is right. Amazing. That's the thing about this game that I can never get used to. Just when you think somebody's out of it, wham, they're back in and in control. And you're in control, Michael. Where are we going?
R for the win.
He told you what's going to happen if he gets it, Debbie. Now you've got to have to block him if you want to get over and win this match. So here it goes, folks. What R does Northwestern University suggest you listen to Static on? to help you fall asleep. Mike.
Radio?
You got it. Because the monotony will make you drowsy, but there is certainly no drowsiness in this game. Take a look at that route he had to take. She was ahead by, I think, 3 blocks, and then he came back and he just snatched the championship, as they say. Come on down here, Michael. You know where you're going, sir. Debbie, I want to thank you. You're an excellent player.
Wow.
And I was just a pleasure having you here on Blockbusters, and for being a terrific contestant we have for you, Hitachi microwave oven.
Oh,
thank you so much. Good luck with your big family back there. Bye-bye, Debbie. Come over here, Michael. Hold on to your banister, because when we come back after this commercial message, he's going back to the goal run. He could win $5,000. We'll be right back. Oh, I thought you were out of it. I thought you were history. She was just limp. Oh, man.
Think you're
Your doctor about Fosamax, because bone loss can be reversed.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'll tell you, you missed a heck of a match between Mike and Debbie. They just were at it hammer and anvil, and Michael ended up pulling it out of the fire just when I thought his ship had sailed. I thought he was gone. But here he is. We're out to face the gold run, and it's time for us to look at the gold run board.
All right.
Here it comes. Now, Michael knows exactly what he has to do in this, because he's going to start a path on the left side and make a connection going to the other side. And if he does that one correctly, he will pick up $5,000. A lot of money. Now, if you miss a question on your pass, you know a block was up on that board, and you're going to have to work your way around it. But you have 60 seconds in which to do it, and you just keep going until time runs out. And that's all you need to know, sir. Let's give him 60 seconds.
All right.
Good luck, Michael. Time will begin after your first clue. Pick your letters, please.
ML.
Jack Benny's wife.
Pass.
Pick again, please.
EP.
Song about a spring tradition.
Easter Parade.
Correct. Pick again.
NL.
Morris cat food brand. Morris's cat food brand.
9 Lives.
Correct. Pick again.
PM.
Private Eye in the Big Sleep.
Philip Marlowe.
Correct. Pick again.
HC.
Means you should have the body in Latin.
Pass.
Pick again, please.
MM.
She was the first Playboy centerfold.
Marilyn Monroe.
Correct. Pick again now.
BB.
Won Wimbledon 5 years in a row.
Beyond Boy.
You got it! Good job. You got it. You did it. Whoa. Only missed 2. Only missed 2. Boy, you got a lot of money, sir. This man just made a lot of money. He picked up $5,000. I'm just going to recap right now. Let's take a look at the ones that he didn't get. He only missed 2. ML, Jack Benny's wife, Mary Livingston. I thought you might know that one.
A little before my time.
And one more we have, please, and we throw that up there. HC means you should have the body in Latin. You hear this in every detective movie there is. Habeas corpus. That was what we were looking for, but who cares? You just got $5,000 right now, and you add that to the $6,000 you've already won, and that comes up to $11,000. Not a bad afternoon's work. We'll be right back with more Blockbusters right after this. Good. You did it. All your work.
If limit.
Welcome back. He's just told me a very interesting story. Now, you've got $11,000 in your pocket right now. Now, what are you going to do with this money?
I promised if I won over 10,000, I'd buy 8 round-trip tickets to Vegas for 8 of my friends. And we're gonna swing over and party at Glitter City.
At Glitter City, boy, you like the bright lights, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You like to nail it down.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, listen, you got $11,000. You worked for every single nickel of it, and you should do what you want with it. I hope you have a great time. And who says you're through? You're the champion. You could come back here again tomorrow and pick up another $5 grand. Anyway.
I'll explain this one more time so that you understand. The TV show, Dog Eat Dog, does not want you as a contestant.
But why? Don't I look like a dog?
Don't I act like a dog?
Because it's not about dogs eating dogs. It's about people doing amazing stunts.
Oh.
Real people, not dogs.
I hear you. Remember, I have great hearing. Hello, dog.
Dog Eat Dog. It's the name of the game. Wednesday and Thursday nights from 9 to 11 on GSN.
Then why don't they call it People Eat People? Huh? Why? Why don't they just call it that?
$8,000, $16,000, $32,000.
No one does dollars quite like Regis.
He just won $1 million.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Tonight at 8, only on GSN, the network for games.